Is your business sitting pretty during COVID-19? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, my beautiful granddaughter, and my little cute teddy bear who's sitting pretty. I don't know if many people know it, but I love teddy bears. I've loved teddy bears my whole life. Used to have hundreds and hundreds, actually probably had 1,000 of them. I used to collect them, but I started to get rid of them as the kids were growing up and they just became dusty and cumbersome and too many things to keep. I started to give them away and disseminate myself of teddy bears. Yet I still find that I have quite a few cute little teddy bears around me and surrounding me. And I think this one's gonna probably find a place with my ducks to hang out, but for right now, she looks like a she to me. She's got a dress on with a red heart. Is gonna hang out with my beautiful granddaughter and a pink flamingo. So, sitting pretty is our expression today. It's our idiom. It's a relatively new American colloquialism, if I can say that properly, from the early 1920s. It appeared in 3 musicals, all with the name Sitting Pretty. A couple of songs in 1923 and 1924, and in 1921, it was in a musical, an actual musical production. And it means, of course, to be in an advantageous position, usually with respect to your money situation. So a lot of people say they'll say when someone's lucky or in a fortunate financial position, not knowing how much hard work all of us business owners know that it is to put ourselves in that lucky, advantageous situation, right? But sitting pretty, if somebody has an inheritance or wins the lottery, oh, they're sitting pretty. Or if somebody has money and is in a good situation, we say, oh, they're sitting pretty. Now, how is your company positioned right now in this pandemic during COVID-19? Are you sitting pretty? The vast majority of business owners I know were not prepared for COVID-19. The vast majority of human beings that I know were not prepared for COVID-19. So many people, at least 80% of the population, is right along there with you if you're not feeling 100% confident in your company, in your organization, in your future, if you're not feeling like you're sitting pretty. And you know what? It's not our fault. No one could have predicted when and if a pandemic like this would have struck and would have hit. And I'm sure there's going to be people that will come out and say, I predicted back in 1927 that on this date there'd be a pandemic. Who cares? Doesn't matter. The truth is we're in this situation, so now we need to know what to do about it. If you're sitting pretty and you've got 6 months worth of cash reserves and your company's running and clicking along like gangbusters, I applaud you and I am so proud of you, and thank you for setting a good example for the rest of us and keeping the economy going, because our economy is still going, right? Although many industries are struggling, there are industries. I watched a video yesterday of 10 industries that are just bursting at the seams during this pandemic, during this crisis. And whenever there's a change in the world or in our own economies, some things improve and grow, other things decline, and that is entirely up to us. If our company is going to survive this, it is hard to admit, but we know, because we started the business in the first place, it is 100% up to us. What we think, how we feel, what we do about it is going to determine the trajectory of how we grow out of this, or how we decide that this isn't for us anymore and we stop doing it. So I want to give you 3 things to help make sure that you're sitting pretty if you feel like you're not 100% in a position or in the position that you want to be. And this might be you if your company's growing like gangbusters and you're concerned about, can you keep up with the growth and the increased demand? So no matter where you are on this spectrum of my business is shut down and I'm scared to death, or my business is flying and I don't know how we're going to keep up, you can use these sitting pretty 3 strategies and 3 ideas to get you in the right direction, no matter what your situation. So what are they? Number 1, focus on what is going on right now. Focus on what needs to be dealt with right now, or what you need to do, what you need to think about, what is happening right now. Not what happened in the past. There's nothing we can do about the past. Our world is never going back to where we were in March, right? It's not going to happen. Do some of us wish it would? Yeah, of course we do. But guess what? It doesn't matter what we wish for about the past. We can't change that. It's not going to go back. So focus on what's going on right now in your life, in your situation, in your business. And the second thing then is be grateful and appreciate what is working, because in every one of our lives, if we're breathing, something's working. If we are continuing to put one foot in front of the other, things are working. So focus on and think about and appreciate all of the things that are working and that you're grateful for. Number 3, create what you want. We know how to create what we want. As business owners, we've already created something amazing, right? And so we need to continue to focus on our long-term strategy, on our goals, on our vision, and know that this, just like everything else that we've already overcome, is another bump in the road. Maybe it's a much bigger bump than you've ever encountered or experienced in your life. For some people, it absolutely positively is. For others, for me, for example, this is not the greatest challenge I have ever faced in my life and overcome to still be sitting here talking to you about it today. So think about the past challenges that you've faced, the past dilemmas and obstacles that you've overcome, and build on that experience, and know that this too shall pass and that you will get through it. And you get through it by focusing on your long-term objective, your long-term goal, and what you want. And then make your choices and decisions based on that long-term strategy, not on the current emergency. I've seen so many people and so many businesses, and me included as a decision maker, make short-term decisions that were drastic, like cutting off our nose in spite of our face, to spite our face, and then had to regret or backtrack and try to fix a situation that we made worse by focusing on the short term instead of focusing on moving toward what we want on a long-term basis. One little other tip, it isn't really a step, a tip is look at the results that you're getting. Look at what's going on in terms of results in your business and your life right now, and they will show you exactly what you're thinking about, what you're doing, and what you're focusing on. Sometimes I think I don't know what I'm focusing on or what I'm thinking, but then if I take a deep breath and I stop and I look in the mirror, or I look at the numbers, or I look at my results, or if I look at my actions and what I'm doing, that'll tell me what I'm thinking about. And I can immediately know if I am thinking about things that are moving me in the direction of what I want, or if they're moving me in the direction of what I don't want. Let me give you a very personal, very real example right now. I know and have had really good habits in the past for my health due to previous health challenges that were bigger for me personally than COVID-19. And one of the things that I really don't do much of is consume sugary foods or processed foods, because they make me feel less energy, sluggish, and they help me gain weight. Not who in their 60s, yep, I just turned 60 in March, wants to gain more weight and have less energy? Well, not me, for one. So I noticed the result I was getting was that I was feeling more sluggish, and I was having less energy and gaining weight, right? Now, I don't weigh myself every day, personal reasons, but I noticed my clothes were getting tighter and tighter, and that was the result I was noticing. Well, then I had to say, okay, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? And what am I doing that's causing me to gain weight, my clothes to be tighter? Well, consuming sugar, consuming processed foods, and not getting as much movement and exercise as I normally would due to COVID-19. And that's just an excuse, right? I just was letting COVID-19 be my excuse to let some of my good habits slip. So if you're not sure what's going on or what you're thinking, then look at your results and backtrack to realize, oh, I am changing my behavior. So if I want to not have those things happen, I just have to do the opposite. So cut out sugar, cut out processed food, get your rear in gear. And I know that, but if I'm not looking for my results and paying attention to my results, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was thinking that because of COVID-19, an excuse, I could let some things slide. Wake up call, no. So there's always things you can do for your business. If you don't know what to do, whatever your situation, and you don't have anyone to ask or call for help, just ask me, direct message me, ask me in the comments below. I specialize in helping people to know what to do next, primarily in their businesses, but also in their personal lives. Why? Because I've had 60 years of practice figuring out what I got to do next, and a lot of business and corporate and other experience along the way. So that's our idiom for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know your experience with this idiom. If you feel like you're sitting pretty, share that in the comments below so people know there are a lot of people out there that are doing all right and figuring out how to navigate this crazy time. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you apply it to your business right now? Take care. Bye.